Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for educations and technology only. So today I'd like to continue to share with you on the problem and solutions of Wing Chun today. So after I share my previous video on the Wing Chun problem and solutions, I got many messages from our Wing Chun friends, from our traditional Chinese martial art friend, and Jet Kune Do friends. So today I like to share with you what I discussed with all these friends, and I make it 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go through with you on this. The first thing is, I got many messages from our Wing Chun friends asking me, is it the 1850s Wing Chun is more superior than the 1960 version? And then there are all kinds of asking me where to study, and is that something missing in 1960s, and so forth, so forth, so forth. Now I'd like to make a clarification here. This channel and the video I made a few days ago on the problem and solution of Wing Chun, it is not about using technical for political agenda. Okay? It is not about using technical to verify, to justify political agenda. It is for solving problem. We got a problem, we need to solve it. So let's get this clear, okay? Now let me tell you this. Is 1960s Wing Chun more inferior than the Wing Chun 1850? Well, one cannot look at things in a straight line way. If the Wing Chun 1850s is so superior, why is it almost extinct today around the world? Only here in Silicon Valley we can present some of it. Why? If the Wing Chun 1960 is so inferior, why is that the entire world mainstream is practicing it? So we need to see technical thing, especially in pro and cons. Must not get into, oh, this is superior, that is inferior, or this sifu is superior, that's inferior. We must not get into that. We need to know what it is, what is the pro and cons. Everything has the pro and cons. So what is the problem with the Wing Chun 1850s? It is very difficult to learn. You look at every generations, even like for my lineage, from the Yikam lineage, which I don't want to mention here, but just look at it as a study, okay? Not about promoting any lineage. How many people every generations can learn that? Even they have the creed and blah blah blah. Another thing is that I have all these books here that define the clearly on the Wing Chun 1850s. How many really can comprehend this, even though I have presented in details in scientific language? It is not simple. It is difficult. You need almost a hand holding. And face it, you cannot hand holding so many people. Like even me, you know, 1 year the most I can handle about say 15 up to 20 the most people. 1 year. Okay. Now, the Wing Chun 1960s. It is pretty straightforward. It is very easy to learn. That's why the entire world can learn it. Okay? So it is like this, you know, we go to say buying the iPad. That is the iPad Pro, and that is the usual iPad which every high school student can buy it. This one you probably buy it only with engineers and professionals. So is iPad Pro better than the usual iPad? We need to be careful. Okay, so we cannot justify saying technically to discriminate the usual iPad with the iPad Pro, saying the iPad Pro is better, or vice versa. We can, and we don't want to, right? Variety is good thing. Wing Chun is a big family. A variety, different version. Like in the iPad, you have iPad Pro, you have iPad, you can have iPad Mini, you have all kinds of stuff. That's what we want. But we want to know each limitations so that different people based on interest can study different thing. You have interest on iPad Pro, you buy iPad Pro. If you have interest on just want to have some iPad to play with, you can use the ordinary iPad. That's how it is. And if you want to carry around, carry iPad Mini. Okay. So this is important. Okay. Please do not get into like comment down there. Oh, this 1960 is inferior or whatever. Okay. Don't do that. Nobody is idiot. Okay. Who try to promote or try to propagate Wing Chun in the history. The issue is that we all have our limit and our conditions. Okay? And also, I like to share with you, there are some traditional Chinese martial art friends wrote me, said, oh, you know, Wing Chun is not powerful at all. Wing Chun is not powerful at all. Wing Chun lack of explosive power. Wing Chun lack of explosive power. I question them. Have you fought with a 1960s version's Wing Chun practitioner? Can you take the chain punch? The continuous chain punch. Can you take it? Well, many people have never actually fight in a real life with a Wing Chun 1960 version facing the chain punch. So you can keep in saying all kinds of Wing Chun is lack of explosive power. You think explosive power is all this muscle and those kind of stuff? So I mentioned here, the first thing is, let's not look into the superior or inferior of which version. Next year, somebody talented in Wing Chun might create a version 2022. And that is perfectly legit. As soon as it is follow the Wing Chun, the Wing Chun structure. By structure, I mean following the history of Wing Chun. Okay, it's not something baseless come out from the blue. Like I took a Tai Chi style and I said this is internal Wing Chun. Those are garbage. Okay, you need to follow what is the tradition of the Wing Chun, and then you can evolve from it, but not just take the Tai Chi and say this is internal Wing Chun. This is what I'm calling garbage. That's why I like to define it really clearly here. Okay. Now, on this different type of Wing Chun, why do I make it like Wing Chun 1850, Wing Chun 1960s? Because right now we have a problem. It's just a few days ago, this week, Xu Xiaodong's friend went to have a fight with the Tai Chi guy, and he lost. So he lost, and this is in China, he lost to the Tai Chi guy. And then, so he bowed to the Tai Chi guy and then take the Tai Chi guy as his sifu. So this is Xu Xiaodong's close friend. So Xu Xiaodong put in the YouTube. So Xu Xiaodong said this, "Hey man, this is not Tai Chi you are fighting. You are just fighting somebody who trained in like Mongolian wrestling or other stuff using the Tai Chi name. Or then Tai Chi is actually hiring all kinds of Sanda player as a bodyguard for their Tai Chi." Well, now you got a big problem. See, the world is keep progressing. You cannot cheat, okay? So when Xu Xiaodong put this in the YouTube, everybody know, oh man, this is not Tai Chi, this is just actually Mongolian wrestler who is taking the Tai Chi name, or this is the Santa player they hire. Well, go watch the Xu Xiaodong's video, and people know. So the reason I make a different version is like this iPad or any smartphone. We can accept the problem from any version. If you say Wing Chun 1960s version is limited in certain way, well, we can agree. Well, if this is an iPad Pro, it is much more difficult to use or more expensive than the common iPad Mini, then I mean technically you accept that, and you can actually always make a better version. Disregard it is 2020 or year 2050. So that leaves us room to play. It's like all like technology. We treat it like technology. Okay? Instead of getting into those like the Tai Chi thing where you get exposed by Xu Xiaodong, and then the more it goes through this, like what happened to Xu Xiaodong exposed thing, the more that style is going to go down to the tube. At the end, people laugh at you. So right now in China, you see people love that thing like that, right? We don't want Wing Chun to be like that. So we can say, okay, 1960s Wing Chun is a simplified version, and it achieved its goals. See how popular is it in the world today. So, big deal. If you don't like it, make another new version based on tradition. Again, okay? Not just go to study, practice Sanzhuang, and then Tai Chi and come back say, oh, this is internal Wing Chun. Those are garbage, okay? If you do that, Xu Xiaodong will come and tell you that's bullshit, okay? Don't expect other people is idiot. And don't be like the fish in the fishbowl, everybody look at you, and then you keeping thinking, oh, they don't see me, I'm invisible. I can do whatever I want, I can cheat, you cannot cheat. Because the standard of martial art is rising. Okay? Now, the third thing is we need to convert the term techniques. We keep talking about techniques today. We need to convert the term techniques into body mechanics and impulse momentum. That's what the Chinese mean. Shen Gong in Mandarin is body mechanics. Impulse momentum, okay, which is the sofa. As in the Wing Chun inceptions, that's the entire map there, mapping from traditional Chinese martial arts. What does we be able to know what exactly the Chinese is talking about, the ancient Chinese is talking about, and we be able to map in the sport science. So we know. If we just talk about techniques, you mean this hand techniques? How come these hand techniques work? How come these hand techniques don't work? You don't know. You do not have enough vocabulary to describe that thing. When the techniques getting more and more advanced, you need that. Okay? So if you use body mechanics and impulse momentum, you always be able to cover and be able to exactly describe what it is, and you know what it is, and thus you be able to look into the reality and change it or evolve it if we need. So this is important, okay? This is not the time where you point the gun at each other Wing Chuners. This is the time where the gun is pointing outward, not into each other's lineage or all those kind of things. Those luxury time is over. You don't have much time to evolve and to clear the thing out and to start fresh. So the gun is pointing outward, not into any lineage or this and that. Stepping Wing Chun's own lineage to get up there is just destroy oneself and just look really, really silly. Again, it's like a fishbowl. You fish in the fishbowl, people look at you. Whatever you do, people know. Like you see the case of Xi Xiaodong, they already progressed to the level that they say, hey, this is not Tai Chi, this is Mongolian wrestling, those kind of stuff. Okay? So you don't want to fall into that trap. Now, within all these friends who chat with me, they are Wing Chun friends and they are Jet Kune Do friends. And some of Wing Chun friends say that, oh, Hendrik, your video is an important discovery for Wing Chun today. Okay? So that is what some say. However, do you know that the linear momentum I'm talking about in here, in the other YouTube, where I say that this is good, Wing Chun do good here, where Xi Xiaodong cannot take it, where Xi Xiaodong cannot take it straight? Well, that is the characteristics of 1960s version of Wing Chun. It is really strong. Okay? However, as I mentioned, it has its limitations. Now, I'm not the first one who know that. Okay? I'm not that smart and I'm not that grandmaster to find that. The guy who find out that 56 years ago, is Bruce Lee when he fought Wong Jackman. So Bruce used straight line chain punch momentum, and Wong Jackman turned around and ran away. Okay, and that leaving Bruce Lee really exhausted, and that is the catalyst. It start Bruce Lee to looking for solutions. He know there is a problem. He know there is a limitation there at that time, 1964, 56 years ago from today. And if you want to hear about what happened, you can hear from Linda, okay, on Linda's in YouTube.
Discrimination in his own life. Bruce started to use a series of straight punches. Bruce had a world view. Wong could not retaliate. Wong turned and he started to run, and Bruce was just after him. There are so many societies that are...
So, well, Wong cannot take it. Wong ran, and the rest of the story is, as we know, we can hear from Linda, okay. And that is about the 1960 versions of the linear direct momentum, straight long fist direct momentum. And you see that even today at the year 2020, okay, and 3 years ago when Ding Hao fought the Xi Xiaodong couldn't even take it direct. That's why he changed his strategy. He used a different momentum to counter it, okay, in other YouTube. Now, see, 56 years ago, Wong Jackman cannot take it, turn and run away, and leave Bruce Lee exhausted, and Bruce Lee want to look for a better solution to end this thing. Okay, and so today the opponent is much stronger and much experienced, have much more technical tools or momentum, to be specific, inputs, momentum tools with a body mechanics which is supporting to it. Look at the Xi Xiaodong case where I shared with you guys a few days ago. On the other hand, Ding Hao, okay, Ding Hao over here who fought Xi Xiaodong. So he get counter with all different things from Xi Xiaodong. Again, when he fought Hu months ago, he got another KO where Hu turned around and countered him. So you know, the 1960s version of the chain punch straight momentum, direct momentum works. The issue is that now the opponent know other techniques and alternatives to counter it. So what do you expect? After 56 years, you use the same thing, people will know what it is and people know how to counter you. If you not realize that, actually Ding Hao is in Xi Xiaodong's TV show showing the straight punch. So Xi Xiaodong know about it. Even in Xi Xiaodong's YouTube, he shared that. He said Wing Chun is a straight line stuff, so he know. So that's why if you look at that that competition between him and Ding Hao, he's testing water on that straight chain punch and he cannot take it. That's why he have to turn around and using the short strike side or going short strike down to get in, to break the thing. Okay. So today is 2020. We are 56 years late. We need to evolve. We need to know how to handle all these things. So as for Bruce Lee, the sadness of the Bruce Lee while checking everything is that, you see, we usually say, you know, Bruce Lee do Wing Chun too. And then everybody say, oh yeah, we Wing Chun this way, Wing Chun that way, and then you refer to the movie. But the real experience of Bruce Lee after the Jack Man Wong fight, and as on the other video when I show Bruce Lee later on the Bruce Lee Evolved Wing Chun at that time, we don't take it seriously for 56 years. Now we need to take that seriously. Okay? And again, if we look at it in the impulse momentum way and body mechanic way, we can know Bruce Lee is telling, is experience the limitation there. And we know that Linda is telling the truth. Disregard of in the market, there's all kinds of stuff. They say, oh, Bruce Lee tie up with a Jack Man Wong, blah 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 blah. Well, if you talk about techniques, you just speculate. You don't know. But if you look at the impulse momentum, you know that that is the truth. What Linda said is a truth. So again, the linear momentum of the Wing Chun 1960 works. The issue is right now your opponent, the world have changed. It's 56 years later. And for the past 56 years, we do not value what Bruce Lee said. We just value using, most of us, come on, we just using Bruce Lee to promote our Wing Chun. When you ask, no? When people ask you, so what do you practice? I practice Wing Chun. So what is Wing Chun? Oh, that's what Bruce Lee practiced. But do we value what Bruce get from his sweat and blood here? Do we willing to champion Linda for telling the truth? Or we just stay neutral, objective? Why do we stay neutral and objective? Because we have no clue of what the heck is going on. However, with the impulse momentum, with all this data, for the past 56 years, we know what Linda said is the truth. That is what happened with Bruce Lee. And that is why Bruce Lee looking for more solutions, because he know the limitations with the Jack Man Wong fight. Okay, so today the final thing I like to share with you today is we need to evolve. We are 56 years late, and let's look into the details on the past. We can see all this data. So again, I'm not some kind of grandmaster or whatever, superhuman or something. I'm not. I am just an engineer. I look into all this data. I transfer it into the scientific. I transfer into the technology. I speak it out. I say it in the today's words. And then I look at all the trend, all the common denominator, and that is how I reach what I share with you today. And because it is from multiple source, this is 56 years, and you can go up to the red board for 156 years, you have all massive big data there, you can see things clearly. So again, not a grandmaster, it's just an engineer look at all this data and say this is the pattern. And we have to watch out, we have to evolve. Okay? So hopefully that this share more information with you today, and remember, the gun must not point at each other. It doesn't matter you win or I win, it doesn't matter. It matters is everybody win.